Now let's look at another way that we can work with exponents. So imagine I have 3 squared, and I want to fourth those. What does that mean? Well, this means the same thing as 3 squared times 3 squared times 3 squared times 3 squared. And if we remembered our product rule, like bases, add the exponents. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 produces an 8. So this suggests another rule that we can become familiar with. It's called the powers rule. And the powers rule says if I have some base to the nth and raise that to the nth, then it becomes the base to the m times the nth. So let's look at a couple examples of how this can kind of play out. So if I have 2 to the third to the fifth, how would that reduce? Well, I need to recognize it as this powers rule, which means I can multiply the exponents. So 2 to the third to the fifth becomes 2 to the third times the fifth, which equals 2 to the 15th. If I have x to the sixth, and I want to raise that entire term to the fourth, this becomes x to the 6 times a 4, becomes x to the 24th. And then lastly, let's look at negative 3 to the 7th, and I want to raise all of that to the 5th. My base here is a negative 3. Multiply the exponent, which is a 7 times a 5. That produces a negative 3 to the 35th. Did I do my multiplication there correctly? So negative 3 to the 35th. Now remember, it's always important to view what its base is. The base in this particular problem is a negative 3. Not just a 3, but a negative 3. So therefore the base is being risen to the 7th, and that entire term is being raised to the 5th.